Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a general or collective reading, so just be aware parts may resonate and parts may not. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, it is the perfect time for you. Just keep in mind, if I've posted it some time ago, that take a look at what was going on in your life back then, and it may give you further clarity on your situation. All right, let's go. Here we have the underlying energy for the bottom of the deck. Oh my goodness, we've got the card of marriage. This has been coming up a little bit. I think that has to do with the Leo moon. We're moving into the Leo moon in a couple days here, the full moon. And, well, not a couple days, but let me see, about 6 days. And this energy is talking about being ready for a commitment. So it doesn't have to be marriage, but most people read this card in tarot as the marriage card. It's about going through that portal, basically, and saying, okay, I am ready for a serious commitment here. And saying that you have gathered the money for the down payment on your castle. And all you have to do now is maintain the mortgage payments. So, and if you are already married, it's saying that you need to continue to work on your marriage to make it, a good, solid, strong commitment. We have reconciliation. So reconciliation, this is Six of Cups card, is the energy of reuniting or reconciling. And that can be within yourself, or it can be with others. The cups are regarding love in the tarot, and so this is talking about, there's 6 cups of love here, and they're full of these flowers, and these flowers actually are these beautiful white, they're like trumpet flowers, they're very beautiful. They're a form, one of the species of the nightshade family, actually, and it's called Datra. And so Datra is sometimes used by shamans in ceremonies to get further clarity when they are doing ceremony. But the thing is, this is a very highly poisonous plant. And that's there's a lot of illusions. It's saying there's a lot of illusions in this reunion or this reconciliation. So I'm just going to explain. When you first look at this card, you think, oh, those are children playing in the yard and someone's watching over them. And then you look again and you go, wait a minute, that's a gnome. And then that's a little woman. But is it an old woman or a young woman? You can't tell. When you look at her one way, she looks like an old hag, and the other way, she looks like a young woman. And she's also wearing a white mitt. So the white mitt and the white flowers represent innocence. But the plant that is in that pot is far from innocent, because it's highly poisonous and something you should not have anywhere near your pets or children. So it's talking about an illusion here. And she has that white mitt on, and that's representing she doesn't want to get her hands dirty. And the watchman looking over the children is actually, when you look again, hey, he's walking down the path. He's not looking after them. That kind of energy. So it's like first impressions are not always correct, is basically what the card is saying. So sometimes we come back, it might be someone, this could be someone that you met way back in your childhood. Like you might have gone to elementary school with them, that far back kind of energy. And it could be someone that you bumped into recently for some reason, or they came up and you've connected in some way. And they are now thinking, hey, you've grown up. Let's get to know each other better kind of energy. So they can be about that. Sometimes this card also represents reconciling our childhood with where we are now. And the thing about this card is forgiveness is the first step towards reconciliation. Without forgiveness, you can't have reconciliation. Having said that, you can choose to forgive someone and not even tell them that you forgive them, and never ever have anything to do with them again. I really believe that people do. Well, I don't believe it. From what I've seen, I've noticed that people do tend to show you exactly who they are the first time you meet them, and you need to keep that in mind when you're interacting with others. So this can represent perhaps that you ran into someone from your childhood, and now it doesn't have to necessarily be anyone that you've had a relationship with. It's just someone you know. Or this can be representing you coming to some form of reconciliation within yourself regarding your childhood and some of the illusions around that, and getting and understanding that you have some aversion to commitment because of that. So let's see. Sometimes this could be also, these wands represent action, so this could be about taking action and in business or something like that. And so the commitment could be to a partnership in business or that kind of nature. But now we have the soulmates card. So generally this is a romantic, thank you for the clarification. So this is a soulmate is someone like your divine partner that you were destined to meet at some point in your life. And quite often that is a romantic relationship, and we see they're toasting each other and they only have eyes for each other, that kind of energy. And so this is sometimes regarded as twin flame, which is actually an intense relationship between souls that are mirroring each other, that are one, like they're a soul that's been divided at some point, kind of like twins are in the womb. And so that's the kind of energy. This is someone that you possibly have known, but maybe haven't seen since childhood, don't even remember them, or someone that you've met in the past, and you bump into them again, or they come, whatever happens, that, the universe arranges for you guys to have a meeting. And you know how they have the saying, when the rubber meets the road, and it means like when your car gets on a path. The word meeting is actually, when you think about physical people, they're made up of substance, and it's about them meeting, like actually, like it's a physical meeting. And so this is the energy of conviction beyond a doubt. So this is saying, after meeting this person, you have a conviction beyond a doubt that this is what you know, like as soon as you met them, you just know, hey, this person's very important in my world. And the energy around this is maybe the people around you are like, don't really want you to feel this way about this person for some reason. I'm not sure what the energy here is about, but it's about going to higher ground and really standing on your ground. Like it's saying, no, I know this. I know beyond a doubt that I have conviction beyond a doubt that this person, we were meant to meet, and that they're an important person in my life, even though I haven't seen them for decades or whatever. And there's a boot and a shoe. And so this can represent leaving one reality and moving into another, like one world and moving into a new world. The energy shifting in a very significant way. And it also can represent that this person was in a real hurry to protect themselves, because when people realized, hey, these two have met, that there's a whole bunch of energy, all this action's being taken, I don't know why that would be, but it feels that way. And then there's the truth is coming in. So the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So maybe you've been searching for truth about something. This could even represent someone who found out, like, hey, you see this quite often these days because of DNA, ancestry, etc., where someone finds out they were adopted and they want to find their biological parents. So that could very much be something to do with that kind of energy. And then this is, and it's really weird, as soon as I started doing this reading, I'm all of a sudden really plugged up, and I feel like someone's been crying and crying and crying, like someone is just like weeping. And there's, how when you're crying like that, because all of a sudden, as soon as I started this reading, I feel like just almost choking on emotion is the feeling. Like it's just a lot of emotion coming up. So this is talking about wanting to move forward and expand your horizons. This is someone who has walked through this portal, basically, at the beginning of it. And they're moving forward with this new action. And this is, I feel it's this action here. Now this looks like it might be sand, but it is. If you look closely, you'll see there's ships here. And this is water with the sun shining on it. So when the sun is shining on things, that means it's like God's hand kind of energy. And God says the truth is coming in, and you recognize something about this person that it's fundamental to your journey from this point forward. And you're not wrong about that. So you don't need to second guess your intuition, is what it's saying. This also represents an 1111 or a 111 portal. And when these cards come up together, I always explain it. So 1111 or 111 is a way that the universe communicates with us through synchronicity. And you know that you've entered that portal when all of a sudden you'll look at the clock and it'll be, hey, it's 111 or it's 1111. And you notice that's happening a lot lately. And then maybe you have a package to go pick up, and you look up the address and it's 111 11th Avenue. And then you're in your car and you're driving there and a car cuts you off and it turns and right in front of you and it's 111. It's that kind of energy. And what this is the universe saying you need to check your thoughts when that's happening. And you may start to notice that you're thinking about something negative, like you might be working on a project and you're thinking, what if this happens? What if that happens? If I do it this way, what if, woulda, shoulda, coulda? And this is saying, watch your thoughts, because you're manifesting at a very high level right now. And you want to be in a position where your thoughts are really moving in the direction that you want, because the universe picks up your energy off your vibration. And so you want to be like I'm not going to say in a positive, but in a strong way. And so you may notice when that happens, when you all of a sudden, you'll realize, I was just thinking a really negative thought and I didn't even realize it. So that's the energy. And then we have the world coming in. Once you realize that, it's like, you realize, I'm moving into a different energy now. The 21 card is the world in the major arcana. And so when the Fool starts out on a new cycle, he begins the cycle at the 0 point. And then the very last card of that cycle is the world. So this is saying you've completed a cycle, or this reading could be past, present, future. You just completed a cycle and you're in this new 111 energy. It's a raise in your vibration. Or you're about to experience this, and you'll know it because you're in this kind of energy. So this is about a cycle that you've been in is closing right now. It's about to close, or it's just now closed. We're closed kind of energy. And the Hierophant is coming in. And this is because some sort of justice is coming in for you. And this is coming all the way from the spiritual realm, from God himself. And also from the universe. The natural order of the universe is lining things up for there to be some form of justice here. The Hierophant represents traditional structure in the judicial matters in the 3D. This can represent someone that has the authority to marry people, divorce people, the paperwork for businesses, all that traditional stuff. And this is saying there's two pillars and the Hierophant is sitting between them. And these are two extremes, and the Hierophant is evening things out. So his hand is actually in the form of a blessing. And this is saying, there's two monks here, because that also represents, as I said, the spiritual. A lot of people regard religion as being part of the spiritual world. I feel like sometimes it's more like part of the business world, but it's up to you how you view it. Depends, I guess, on how you were raised. And I feel the two monks here are listening very closely, because they're going to take orders and then they're going to implement what the Hierophant says. So these two monks could represent people who are very religious, or it could represent people who are in the judicial system, and they're going to do the work that the Hierophant says. And then we have heartbreak here. So heartbreak is something has happened here. A heartbreaking decision is potentially having to be made, is what this card is saying, or you just have to make a heartbreaking decision. So, and it was regarding the truth, because the swords are about your thoughts, they're about your mind, you know, mind over matter kind of energy, and you want it to be, sometimes it needs to be the opposite. And so this is talking about it, you know, when you first look at it, you think, oh, that's horrible. How is this person even going to survive this? They've got 3 swords, and like, I'm getting that energy again where I can't, I'm having trouble, my throat won't clear. And it just started as soon as, so I'm just going to persevere, and it will go away. But this is talking about someone that there's been some sort of truth that this person has, that, and this could be you, that you know, and you're not allowed to talk about it, and it has to do with traditional systems. So it's kind of talking about, this could be some information you have regarding some corruption or that kind of energy, and they don't want you to talk about it because they don't want it to be known. This could be an energy of something happened in your love life and you know about it, and the people around you don't want you to know, but you know about it, and they certainly don't want you to talk about it. So do you notice how my voice is getting stronger? Because I'm saying what they don't want me to say, so what's the point anymore of stopping it? And this is a real heavy energy right here. So this is talking about, like, if you look at this, it looks like a cliff with a cloud in the background. But then when you look again, oh, this person is wearing their heart in their throat. You know how they have that saying? And it's like when someone is too afraid to speak their truth because maybe they spoke their truth and there was a lot of corruption, and they've been unable to speak their truth since, because if they try to speak their truth, they get a lot of fallback. And that's not just this energy is coming, this Hierophant energy is coming from the spiritual realm, and it's coming down to earth, and it's saying enough of this shift. This energy is not happening anymore. The truth is coming out. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And this is what you say when you swear on a Bible. And I feel like in this position like this, I feel someone committed perjury in a court of law as well. There was someone lied in court, basically. That's what the energy that I'm getting. And it's left you out in the cold, this energy. So this is the tactics of other people who don't want you to know, like they don't want you meeting your soulmate. They don't want you to be able to forgive and have a forgiving heart. They want you to stay bitter and see how my voice is going again. And this is so funny, like, no, but I'm going to speak your truth if you can't through this reading. And I'm also speaking what I am seeing here in the cards, what's true. And so these tactics that are being used have left someone out in the cold, and that could be you. And in being left out in the cold, it could be that maybe someone has listened to some gossip or slander regarding you, and it's been very intentional. And because this is a tactic that is used, like we all have tactics that we use. Edward Snowden, that used to work for the government as a contractor. He, years ago, I think it was like, I don't know, even it might be almost like 15, 20 years ago now, had identified, 7 different tactics that the government and companies around the world use. And actually they're tactics that we all use in our own lives. And a lot of people don't want to admit this to themselves, but a lot of people will blame the government. But you have to understand that we employ the government. And so if we stop employing tactics against each other at our level, then we won't be employing people who use those same tactics at a higher level. As above, so below. And that's what this energy is saying. The best thing that could happen for the planet right now, if you really want to get to the truth, and instead of complaining about it, is to be true within yourself and quit using tactics to bring other people down. So this is talking about, there's 10 pentacles that are available in the tarot. And this is talking about you're not even receiving half of what you should. This is being left out in the cold due to tactics used to put you in this energy where you can't talk about it either. And this energy is like, we've got someone on crutches here, and they've got a bell around their neck. And so in the old days, they used to, when there was a plague, they would put a bell on someone's neck, and then and they would be forced to wear it. So when they came into the village or the town, everybody would be able to hear them coming and could get out of their way. Well, how is that person supposed to survive if that's the case? And then this person, look at, there's a lot of snow here, and they're walking in the snow. And so, in bare feet. And so these two people are navigating through life together. They're collaborating with each other to empower each other to manage to survive on a day-to-day basis here. And so this is representing tactics that have been used by other people, and tactics like just, how life is. And like Edward Snowden is currently in Russia. He was fleeing the United States. Some people view him as a traitor, and some people view him as a hero. I don't know which that is. I don't know enough about, the laws and everything around that. But the energy is that he wanted to let people know that there were tactics being used on that were invading their personal space, and that people needed to know this. And he felt that strongly about it, that he leaked this information. And he's in Russia. He's been in Russia now. He was granted asylum there. And it's been like, he's been there for a very long time. And I think his girlfriend at the time moved there, and they're living a life there together now. But he just saw so much corruption in the system that he wanted the everyday person to understand how their rights were being violated. And that was the reason he gave for doing what he did. So when I see the snow, I think of snowflakes because of Edward Snowden and the tactics. And the tactics that he identified are tactics that we all use in everyday life, and we sometimes don't even realize we're using them. And so they're in my oracle that I put together so that we would become more aware. Because when we stop using tactics, then the people we employ, we won't allow it in them either. But as long as people are willing to do this kind of energy to other people because they want what they have or for whatever reason, you can't expect the government to be any better than the people they govern. That's the kind of energy. It's an energetic exchange. And so there's some information coming in about a pentacle. And pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness. They represent the ability to be able to enjoy planet Earth and the abundance that's on it. And this energy here is talking about a page. Like a pages would be hired by the court, and that would be in, like 7 to 14 years of age. And generally they would come from high society families, or even, distantly related to royalty. And they would learn the ropes, so to speak, in the palace, and they would deliver messages and just do tasks around the court. And if they were really good at that and they were suited for it, they would be considered for knighthood at some of them, if they could afford to buy a horse when they were 21. So this is talking about communication coming in, and it's regarding health, wealth, happiness, these pentacles kind of energy. And so this being left out in the cold energy is kind of a two-way street. So this is talking about tactics being used against others, and then to put them in this position. And then how are these two going to rectify the situation? That's the energy coming in. Like, it's information about moving forward. How are you going to be able to move forward if you're in this position? And it's about being able to collaborate with others. There is a church here. And they could go inside the church for respite for the time being, and possibly, talk to someone that would tell them something that would really empower them to move forward. So it's talking about not giving up and being able to just keep working on it, and not just say, well, there's nothing that can be done. And then this is talking about there's some sort of information coming in about some money that has been gone missing, basically. The pentacle does represent coin, but as I said, is also lifestyle. It's, you know, it's everything, the abundance on planet Earth. So this nowadays would be a phone call. It could be, these people are unlikely to be able to afford a phone. So it's probably not a phone call or a text message or that kind of energy for them, but some form of communication here. And it could be like a social media post. It could be something that happens on the news, and that kind of energy. Whatever is happening in the news generally is also, like on a global scale with leaders, is also happening in our own individual lives on a smaller scale and on some level. And so this is information coming in about some pentacles that went missing. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is saying it's not just a little bit of money. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who has been raised with money. This is talking generational wealth. This is talking, you know, a legacy that you can hand down from one generation to the next. And she's studying this pentacle, and she's known for being able to make something out of nothing, and also to be able to bring this energy, like take this pentacle and make the most of it. So really being very capable with money and being able to be very extremely resourceful to build this into something that's very valuable. And she prefers quantity or quality over quantity. So she's not, this is someone who's raised with money, and like it's talking old money that is passed down from one generation to the other. And someone that, like, they're not flashy with their money. It's like they understand what money is to be used for. It's used for lifestyle, basically. Money buys you freedom in many ways. And so this energy is talking about having a really good quality of life on planet Earth. Like your life, not just having the money, but having the abundance, like being part of society, you know, enjoying friends and family, and not being left out in the cold anymore. Then we have the Nine of Cups here. So the Nine of Cups is representing, there's 10 cups in the tarot, just as there's 10 pentacles. And so this is saying, wow, like, you know, you have a lot of resources here. I'm building a pyramid here, and this bottom row is where you're at, like with the tools that you have at this point. And kind of, there's a lot of, you know, amazing tools you have here. And then we have, these are the obstacles that you're going to come across. On some level, you've been left out in the cold. You don't feel like you can talk about it. There's some information coming in, though, and it's about how to take what you do have right now and be resourceful with it and make some of your wishes come true. So this Nine of Cups is talking about, usually the cups represent romantic love, but they can also represent love of what you do or what you want to be, or that kind of energy. And it can also represent familial love, like love you have for your family and your friends, and also love that you have for, you know, it could be for your country, that kind of energy. The thing to remember here is this is a wish right now, and wishes mean that you don't have it yet. So this is saying you can wish for it, but you're going to have to take some sort of action and stay in the game and stay focused so that you're able to make these wishes come true. Now you see this person looks like they're on a very public stage here for everybody to see. Hey, this person is highly favored, and they only have one cup to go, and they're reaching ultimate fulfillment, like in love, like in loving their life, and loving, like this represents, I love my life, I love my partner, I love my children, I love my job or my career, I love the country I live in, I love the location I'm at, I love my neighbors, like I love my pets, like everything, like life is really beautiful. And this is like a wish come true. Having said that, they do not have it yet, because they need to remain focused. And this card is saying, like, are these cups above the head and you already have these 9, or are you still in the process? These are behind you, you already have them, and now you're moving forward? Or are they above your head and you're just reaching this point where you have 9 of the available cups? Oh, there's a whole bunch of sirens going by here, but I think my mic will cancel that out. Sirens are significant in readings, especially when we're talking about something like this. So I feel like it's representing law and order is coming through. And so this is talking about someone, also his body language is his feet are turned out, and that's showing he's leaking energy. This is really like exhausting. So that's why he has to remain focused. The closed body language here is lower than his heart. So it's not that his heart isn't open to this wish coming true, but it's more like having to manifest it. If you look closely, it's almost like he has an infinity symbol here. So this energy is talking about, staying in the game, not being distracted, moving forward no matter what, like this energy here, what these people are doing. And it's actually going to be a very simple solution in the end. That's going to bring resolution to this problem. Okay, and we do have the Three of Pentacles here. So the Three of Pentacles is a card that is representing that you have achieved a high level of skill in your mastery of your skill set. And this energy is like you're in an elevated position. You're highly desired. So this would be something like this energy here. I mean, this person is a stonemason and he's working on this beautiful sculpture work here. And these people have come to admire his work and they have plans in their hand and they want him to collaborate with them. The thing is, what this card is representing is you have mastered your skill set. People are really noticing that you're very good at what you're doing and they're wanting to collaborate with you. So that's a step up from here, for sure. Having said that, why do they want to collaborate with you? You want to make sure that whatever they want from you is in alignment with where you're going, what you want. All the work that you've put into have this valuable skill set. You want to make sure that these people are in alignment with your goals and you're the one who runs the show, basically, because you do not want to give that energy someone else control over your career and your path moving forward. This energy sometimes can speak of secret societies that have, it's not necessarily even like evil energy. It's more like energy that they have other commitments here that they have agreed to, and they're not really interested in elevating you further. They're interested in elevating their interests further. And this is really important because it's really important that you stay in alignment. So this is just saying, be very, very careful who you align yourself with, because they may have ulterior motives that you don't understand, and that you are highly valued. Like this could be someone, like maybe you are an athlete and there's scouts out there and they're saying, hey, we want you on our team. But you don't realize maybe that going to another team would elevate you, quicker. So this is saying really look into, do the research before you sign any contracts or make those decisions. Because what you have, like this generally represents someone who has a skill that other people don't have. Like it's not something common. So this could represent someone that is like an actor or an actress and you're being offered a role, or someone that is, you're a singer or whatever and you're being offered a record contract, that kind of energy. So it's really talking about understanding your value, like making sure you get it, that not everybody has this talent, and that you need to, that there's people out there that will exploit it if you let them, and you need to really be careful with it. And then this is talking about, yes, because otherwise you could end up in a lot of regret, like in this position, and you may already be here and that's why you are here. And now this is how you have to, this is understanding, reconciling what happened and understanding it. So this person is looking at, their pentacles over here, and there's 7 pentacles in total, and they only have 1 at their feet. And they're wondering, I did all this work for that many I should have that many pentacles, and this is how much I have received from this. And I poured my heart and my soul and all my money and everything I had into it. And I see the other people around me doing very well, but I'm not. What's going on here? And wondering, should I just take what I have now and go in a totally different direction now? And this puts someone in a position where they can lose a lot of confidence also, like maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, that kind of energy. And then we have some information coming in from a knight. And so the knight's in either running towards this energy to give information to you if you're in this position, or it's running away from this energy, I feel like, the heartbreak and all of that. So this is bringing in some sort of information regarding this situation. And I feel like this is the swords energy is about your thoughts. And so it would be regarding whatever caused this heartbreak or this energy that you are having trouble talking about or being able to get any resolution on. And so this is saying this energy is coming in fast now. So there's information. This is a knight that is either running from something or running to something. So, and they're trying to get there as fast as they can to deliver information. And they're trying to let you know what happened. This is what happened to your money. And you need to know this. And so it is probably information that's being sent in by the Hierophant, because it's coming from this direction regarding this heartache, this energy going this way. And so this is talking about running against the wind and trying to get there before it's too late kind of energy. And look how stressed out the horse looks. Sometimes this represents a fool rushing in, making deals that they don't want to make. And this might be saying, don't sign those papers yet. This sometimes can be a lawyer energy, because it's representing someone that uses their thoughts and their education to be able to earn their living. And so this could be someone that maybe you hired to look at the papers and the contract to make sure it was solid, and he's rushing in to say, don't do it. There's a clause in here, or there's something in here that could put you in this position. And he's running against the wind to get to you in time to let you know kind of energy. So this is talking sometimes about fools rushing in, and sometimes this is talking about having hired someone, like even an investigator, a private eye, that kind of energy. This could represent traditional, this could represent, like we just had the sirens out there, like someone coming in, it's not, 911 kind of energy, like you need to know this before you sign on the dot there, that kind of energy. And then we have the Queen of Wands here. So we have two queens here. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is regarded as a very sexy, natural beauty. She has this veil behind her that represents the veil between the spiritual and the physical realm. And so she is able to use her logic as well as her intuition to be able to resolve difficult situations with creative solutions. She's holding a sunflower, which represents that she's got a sunny disposition, but also that she follows the path that was designed for her by the Most High. And so she's on that path. And she's got her wand here. This wand represents, it's made of wood because it comes from the tree. And the tree energy represents the ancestors who have deep roots and the descendants who are the offshoots from this energy. She is someone that's very independent, and she doesn't worry about like shift. She's like, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go inward, and I'm going to find creative solutions to problems by using my logic and my intuition. And she has a sunny disposition because she understands that there's always a solution to everything, like if you're creative enough. And this energy is talking also about this little black cat here. For one thing, this is talking about cats have 9 lives. There's a saying about that, like getting, just because you're in a real touchy situation and it's dangerous. Being homeless, of course, is dangerous. Having said that, it's like it doesn't mean your life is over. There's going to be another cycle coming in. Don't give up. That kind of energy. There's always a solution to every problem. And the problem is never what you think it is. That's why you can't see the point on the sword here. So that's, it's, how people say, get to the point already. That's the kind of energy. And remembering that the characters in the tarot are archetypes. So this queen could be a woman in her feminine energy, as well as a man that's in his feminine energy, saying that he's more using his intuition as well as his mind, for his It would be his formal education, as well as his intuition kind of energy. So the queens, the two queens together can represent one person exhibiting the qualities of both of these queens at a very high level. And then we look at this, we have another horse coming in. So on February 17th, right now as I'm doing this reading, it's the 24th, and so this will be posted on the 25th. This energy is talking about we're moving like out, like there's so many energies coming in here regarding this energy. The horse energy represents, on February 17th, it will be the Chinese New Year. And so the Chinese New Year is, we're moving out of the year of the snake, and we're moving into the year of the fiery horse. So the fiery horse energy coming in on February 17th will be with us, I think, until February 5th of 2027. And this energy, it's follows the lunar calendar. The Chinese horoscope follows the lunar cycle, whereas the Western calendar follows the Gregorian calendar. And the Gregorian calendar is off mathematically, so that's why every 4 years we have a leap year to kind of throw an extra day in there to fight, because we got to fudge the numbers here. Like, there's an extra day added up because of timing. And so this energy is talking about following like the cycle, like paying attention to the cycles of the moon. On February 1st, we do have a full moon, and that's coming up right away here, and that's in Leo, and that's about that energy is really coming in really strong here. It's talking about understanding. Leo energy wants to be a leader, but they also understand that they have to look after themselves first. And opposing that energy is, we're in the sun sign right now. The sun is in the sign of Aquarius, and that's exactly opposite on the wheel in the horoscope. So the Aquarius energy is saying, no, you have to look after the higher needs of everybody on the planet, not just yours. And so it's this battle that we all have within us. And so those are the astrological insights around this. They're playing out very strong. Plus, we have one more other very important one, and that is the planet Neptune, which is all about the deepest stuff that's happening on the planet right now. This is really a big planet, and it takes a long time for it to go, on its journey, its evolution around Earth. And this energy, Neptune, has been moving back and forth. It's been in Pisces for 14 years, and now it's moving into the energy of Aries. And on the 26th of January, it's going to make its final move, and it's going to stay in Aries. And so the information right now about that is that Pisces is a very dreamy, emotional energy compared to the energy of Aries. It's about fire and new, and let's get new stuff done. So this right now is kind of saying, like, if you have a dream that you've always wanted to bring into being, this is your the Pisces energy. This is going to be kind of like the last time that Neptune is in Pisces for another, like, it's 14 years for each sign, so it's going to be like 160-ish years from now that this energy will be back, where you can make something that you maybe have, it's been a dream that you've had, something that you really have wanted to bring forward, and you weren't able to get it done. Somehow it just didn't work out. This is saying, hey, you still have a chance. Just show the universe that you still want to do it, and use this Piscean energy of Neptune right now, because in 2 days it won't be here and it won't be in your lifetime again, because you're not probably going to live past 160. So that's the energy. So there's a lot of energy coming in here right now. This is the Grim Reaper. A lot of times people are afraid of it, but it's saying, this energy is saying, like, there's new coming. This is rebirth and transition. It rarely means physical death. It's not meant to. It's meant to talk about the cycles of birth and death and rebirth. And so it's also talking about old systems no longer being the same, and that we're going to have to adapt to new systems coming in, which we're seeing a lot of right now in the world. And this is also representing there's light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up now. And pay attention to your dreams right now, because they could be very powerful and they could be giving you some powerful insight. You know, when I'm posting this will be on the 25th, and the 26th is the last day that Neptune's in Pisces energy. Now, it's not like there's a cutoff, because there is no time in you know, linear time like we have on planet Earth, anywhere but on planet Earth. So but it's an energy that's dissipating, and it could really empower you here to not give up on your dreams. Pay attention to your intuition right now, because it's probably really trying to tell you something, and it could be very valuable. And this is talking about carrying some heavy weight here. Now, the wand, this is 10 of wands here, and so this is representing seeds that you've planted that have grown into these wands. You know, like this, like the queens here. And so this is talking about this, you know, you plant seeds and then you grow the trees, and then you harvest the crop. So this could be saying you have a really bountiful crop coming in, but it's really challenging to be able to bring it in because you don't have the tools or the, you know, the requirements needed to be able to bring it in. And so some of it has become very burdensome. So you know how sometimes you'll have a dream and you think, this is what I really want and everything, and then you get it, and it's like think about Christmas. You know, with all the advertising of the toys, and they make in the commercials, it's like there's things flying around and there's music playing and there's sound effects, and you're like, I want that toy, and then you get it for Christmas and you're like, it's just sitting there. And so it's that kind of energy. So sometimes what we thought we really wanted can become very burdensome. And the solution is just put it down. So this person could be in that position, or this can represent carrying the burdens of other people and needing to put that down. Now, this person is so close to home. Look at, there's his home right there, the castle. And he can't see it because he's so, you know, he's exhausted from trying to get the harvest home. And so this is about putting down burdens that no longer belong to you. And some of those burdens may at one time have been something that you really felt like, I really want this kind of energy. And this is talking about, do not give up now. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. This is like, it's sitting right on this energy. Don't be in a position where you feel like you're never going to be able to change this. The one thing we absolutely can count on in this world is change. Change is happening every second of every minute of every day. And that's the one thing you can always count on, change. And this is talking about, you know, you might be able to find a better way, collaborate somehow, to be able to bring this harvest home. And also, maybe some of the burdens that you're carrying would be like really bountiful energy for other people. So you might be able to hire other people, you know, have others invest in it, maybe give some of that bounty to them, but keep what's closest to your heart, you know, what you want for your life, and keep that for yourself, that kind of energy. Then we have the Hangman coming in, and the Hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge, and he's looking at things from different perspective, and that's about this, like, don't give up. This is saying really keep going. You're so close to getting to where you want to go, and you may have never felt further away than you are right now, but you are really like, a lot of people will like really work very, you know, hard towards something, and just as they're about to get it, that's when they give up. So this is saying, hang from the tree of knowledge. Don't take any actions that would make it so that you can't move forward. You want to get enlightenment. Look at it from all sorts of perspectives, and then don't make a move until you feel like, oh, okay, I understand the situation better, and I can see that there are some solutions here. And then we have the King of Cups coming in. So I feel like, okay, so let's just go through this quickly here. We've got the tools that you have at your, and you do have a lot. You have, there's some sort of reconciliation happening, and you may not even know about it. There is a soulmate out there for you, someone that's meant to empower you, and you to empower them. This is close to your heart. You know it. You can feel it. And the truth is coming out, and it's going to set you free. You're on the journey already. You've already moved into this commitment. If this is not about marriage or a business or whatever. It could be a commitment within yourself that you deserve to have what you've worked for. And the cycle that you've been in, whatever this energy is ending, and you need to be aware of that. Like everything comes to an end at some point and then begins again in a new cycle. The Hierophant is here to give a blessing to you. So, and then this energy is all the obstacles that you could come up against, and now this is having the courage to face them. And now we're getting into, okay, now we want to move into our heartfelt desires to heal this energy. And we have the King of Cups here with a cup of love. And so the King of Cups is sitting right on this energy here, this information coming in from the page that was before this information came in. And so the King of Cups is talking, I feel, about this energy here, that there is someone, this is someone that loves you, that is admiring you, that wants to be in your life on some level. This could be definitely romantic love. This king is sitting on his throne out in the middle of all this troubled water on a slab here. And you notice he's totally chilled out. This king is the most emotionally available because he has mastered being able to control his emotions, and he has his right foot forward, and that's showing that he's ready to take action when the time is right, but he's waiting for the chaos and the emotion to settle, and for you to be ready to accept the gift of this love. Because if you're in this energy and you're like, you don't see any solutions, you're not going to trust anyone. You know, you already trusted someone here, and it wasn't good, and it really changed your life in a really challenging way. And so this energy is a passion for new discovery. That's funny. So this is talking about God saying, no, this is from me. I'm sending you the truth so that you can move forward with new passion with your soulmate, and they're waiting for you to come to heal this energy from your heart, and they'll help you bring this harvest in. And you need to look at things from a new perspective, so that you can, say, so that you can heal. And you notice as soon as I start talking about this, my throat goes all, So someone's been juggling here. This can represent multitasking, but this energy also can represent someone who's juggling pentacles. And this card is saying it's good to multitask, but you have to remember, like the Queen, she prefers quality over quantity. And sometimes if you multitask too much and you get too busy, you don't see you get so caught up in the details that you don't see the bigger picture. And that's what this energy is about, not seeing the forest or the trees due to the forest kind of energy. And this energy here is talking about there's infinite potential here. Juggle your options, but do not juggle your morals. That's the energy. And then, I feel like this is saying it like this could have been in the past that someone really hurt you in your romantic life, and you found out that they had actually been cheating on you. There's 3 swords here in the heart kind of energy. And there's these 3 cups here, and it's kind of like they could have been cheating with someone or everybody you knew but you, and nobody told you, and you just feel totally betrayed. And you were busy working your butt off, and while you were busy working your butt off, you didn't see it happening, and no one told you. And this energy here is talking about, okay, the universe is saying, no, we're bringing in this energy for you now. And you've already sitting there and you're like, oh, I don't want some more of the same old shift. I'm so disappointed with life in general. Like after all of this happening, I don't want to receive, like if this is another cup of the same old shift, I'm not interested. Like I feel like I'm healing from this finally, and I don't want to make myself vulnerable again to a new cup of love if it's going to be the same old shift that I dealt with in the past. And this is God saying, no, like you're a star. You're meant to shine. You deserve this love. Take the cup. It's okay. Like you're in the healing mode now. This energy is shifting. This is a whole new world that you're in right now. You've done the work that you need to do to heal, and now you're in your destined path. This represents you're a star. You were born to shine. You have 1 foot in the universal waters, and you're adding your special, unique qualities that you came on earth to add. And now is the time. You were ahead of your time is what this is saying. That's the energy I'm getting. And so this is about the alchemy of mixing into the universe your special qualities and then pulling that out and being able to bring that down to earth. And, you know, this is talking about 5 streams of energy, and the 5 streams of energy are on that pentacle. So it's like having, you know, all the beauty that the earth has to offer, and that being grounded. The knees in body language represent being able to support yourself. And so this is saying you have what you need here. You're attracting really good energy. You've followed your North Star. This is a reward for doing so. These other stars represent the energy of the Pleiades. And then we have, you can put your mind to rest over this situation. It's being handled. Justice is coming through, and a judgment has been made. And hang your thoughts up on the wall here, your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, and put your mind to rest and just go inward, and so that you have this clarity coming from your soul's path, not just what's happening on planet Earth here. And this is talking about meditating and being in meditative prayer. And this may represent, look at, you found the solution. It was a simple solution. Go into the church and talk to God. It's not that hard. Go to the source, go to the universal powers, and make it clear what you want. So on this stained glass window is Pax, the word P-A-X, and this is representing peace, peace on earth, peace within you, and peace of mind. By going inward and meditating and praying, like in a meditative state, and then all these opportunities come up. So this is a gift, because once you get to this point, and you've gone through the dark night of the soul, and now you've studied your situation, and you're ready to move forward, and there's all these opportunities being presented to you. These are all gifts. So some of these are going to be more challenging to achieve than others, but they are all available to you, and you can choose them in the order that you want. You know, you're like a black hole here, just getting to suck all this opportunity in. And so this is about, take on what you want to take. You don't need to take on too many burdens at once. This is destined for you. It will always be here for you. You just have to choose what order you want. So really, this is the very best problem that you could ever have. Instead of, and saying that some of the burden that you're carrying is what if you think back, it's what you asked for, and now you just don't want it anymore. And that's okay. You can choose something different. And this is talking about having a really strong foundation here. You're not starting over here. You're starting better, if that makes any sense. You're not starting over, you're starting better. You have a strong foundation, and it's okay to take some risks now because you have a really clear understanding of where you want to go. And so that's what happens from life experience on planet Earth. And that you can go after your heart's desires, and this will be your crowning glory. That this is what you were destined to do. Now you're really in the strongest sense on your path. And look at this. Again saying, hey, I am sending you someone that is going to be perfect for you, and you're going to be perfect for them. And this may be a wish that you've always had. I just want to have someone that I can rely on. Maybe in your childhood you never felt you had anyone you could rely on, and that's how this energy has played out for you up to this point. And this is saying you take your time getting to know them. The clouds between lovers represent you don't know each other. So this could be saying you don't know each other yet, or you have met but you don't know each other very well. It's talking about once you reconcile this energy within yourself, then this will happen. And this is saying, okay, you've done the work. This is right at the crowning glory of this pyramid, right? So this energy is saying this is where you're at now, at your crowning glory. You're going after your heart's desires, and it's time to have this ultimate happiness on the planet. And so your wishes are coming true. This is really a real cool reading. So it's about not giving up, especially right before you're about to have what you want. So this is in the past. You know someone, but you may not have seen them for a long time, and like you maybe have just met them in passing years and years ago. This is talking about elevating your position, that you've mastered your skill set, being very careful who you collaborate with, because it could end up in a disappointing result. And it could leave you out in the cold kind of energy, and it could be heartbreaking. You could be like, really, you poured all your energy into it, and now you don't know what to do. Multitasking, juggling your time, working maybe 2 jobs just so that you could afford to do it, that kind of energy. And then this is talking about being just so disappointed in the whole thing, like, and in your lovers, in your family, in your occupation, everything. And this is saying, no, you have a strong foundation for moving forward now. You've done the work, and you are required on this planet. You're not insignificant. You are bringing a unique quality to work, and it is important, and you are valued. And there's someone coming in, this soulmate energy, that is also going to be your perfect person to bring all these opportunities in. You can have peace of mind with this person. This is someone that would be able to have the same perspective of you as you, or be able to give you powerful insight into your situation. So, and they'll help you carry this. This is your harvest. You shouldn't feel it's a sad state of affairs when your harvest comes in, but you can't even enjoy it because you have no home to bring it to, kind of energy. And healing from the heartache. That the Hierophant, that God sees you, the universe sees you. The energy is being evened out, as it always is when the truth comes out. Now is just that you are ready for it, basically. Able and willing, committed and neutral, and you deserve it. So this is saying, hey, you're okay, God, I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this gift. I really do. That's the energy we want to be in. And so if you're enjoying this reading, I really love this. This is talking about the power of it's about staying true to yourself and staying true on your path, having that resilience, And if you're enjoying this, please do give it a like and comment. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. We've all been through some trials or another at some point. And this is saying how, we have such a strong resilience. If we get congruent with our heart's desires, with our, with our logic, and also with our intuition, we can solve pretty much every problem that there is on the planet. That's what on a bigger realm, I feel like that's what it's saying. I feel like a lot of people are feeling disheartened right now. Okay, because there's so much weird stuff going on in the planet. But this is kind of how it always has been. We just have so much information at our fingertips so quickly that we hear about everything that's happening on the earth all the time. And it can be very overwhelming. And so this is I feel like this is a message of, hey, take a deep breath. It's okay. There is some order to this planet. You're just not seeing it at this time. Really good energy. I really like this. So we're going to use my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS. And this is something I started back in 2007. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm an artist, so I did 64 paintings. I completed them by 2020. And now I'm in the process of bringing it out into the physical. It's been out in the physical before, but it wasn't complete. I didn't have all I've printed cards at different points. Used them in my seminars at psychic fairs, etc. Had a lot of fun working with people and the energy. And now I'm ready to bring it out in its entirety, but I'm working on the information that goes with it with all of you online now. And in the description box below, I will put the cards as they come up here in the order they do. And the numbers on the cards represent the number of the painting on my gallery, on my website. And that's TAILS from thevector.com. So here we have. The vector is a mathematical equation showing trajectory. the direction you're going and the speed you're going at. So this is a snapshot of, I feel like, the global energy really, and as far as maybe universal, trickling down to each and every one of us. Okay, so this is the card that wants to come out. This is perception. Like, I have a little cat on my lap right now, my little cat Stella. She's dedicated. She always comes running when I do a reading, and she loves to sit on my lap, and she just loves the energy, and she's purring away here right now, having a very good sleep. So perception. The grass may appear to be greener on the other side, so you may be looking at other people and saying their lives are so much better than mine, but you don't know the nitty gritty. And so a lot of times the grass is greener on the other side because it's fake. And then you find that out and you're like, oh, okay. I'm not doing that bad after all. That kind of energy. And then we have Taurus. And so this is talking about being a toddler in the world, basically. So I feel like this may be defining the stage of life you were at when this energy was coming in, like of this reconciliation. And it's talking about Taurus energy is when you're a toddler. So it's very unlikely, like you probably don't remember very much of that time frame. And this is talking about love. Like, it shaped, something happened when you were a toddler that shaped how your view of the give and take in life, and it warped it in some way. And this is talking about, you know, if how lovable toddlers are. They're also at the same time, they're like, why? You know, always having one question after another. And, you know, they can be so sweet, and you watch them sleeping and you're like, oh, they're adorable. And then they can throw a temper tantrum and you're like, holy, they have a temper, man. And they don't like to share. And that's the kind of energy, like they're like a bull in a china shop. So that when my when zodiac signs come up in my readings, in a general collective reading like this, it's not talking about, oh, it's a Taurus that did it, or it's a Taurus coming. That would be, to me, like, how is that possible when you're reading for so many people? You know, I'm not at this time reading for that many people. My collective is smaller at this time, but I'm working on it. That's why I'm asking for likes and comments and subscribes if you resonate. But the energy, it's something that I'm building as I go, and I don't mind it going at the pace that it is, because you know, you can actually purchase subscribers if you want to. You can run ads and promote, you know, and do it that way. But I prefer to do it the grassroots way, because I want to build a community that supports each other. And so I want it to be very real. And so this energy is talking about that, kind of like, okay, knowing what you want in life. And so I'm talking about the state of being of each of the signs. The zodiac signs, we all have a little bit of every planet in us, and it depends on the time and the location of our birth, and you know, the date and the time and all of that, and where the planets were at that time. And it has an influence on our life on some level. And even if you don't believe in it, there's enough people on the planet that absolutely do. So it has an effect on you regardless. And so this is talking about the state of being. And Taurus is the second sign. Aries is first. It's a newborn infant coming in, and then the toddler. And so it's saying about, like, one of the biggest challenges here is learning the give and take in business and in life in general, you know, and mastering that. So that, and it's also the planet that rules Taurus is Venus, and Venus is all about romantic love, and it's sitting right here on this energy right here. So this is saying this is someone that you were destined to meet since you were like a child. And this energy is disruption. So what is fun for some is not fun for anyone. So you, it just feels like you've had to really fight to get higher ground in your life. Always one foot in one world, one foot in the other kind of energy. You know, a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And walking through life like that. But you stand on your convictions, you know what you know. And that's a really good energy to be in. So what's fun for some may not be fun for everyone. And that's representing this energy here. And then we have Falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So this is talking about taking control of that energy. Falling star, it's representing, you know, on the star card here, I said these Pleiades, these are dragons that are falling through the sky, and this one's upside down in this case. She also appears up, right side up, and that's God's judgment in the cosmic heart. But this is your heart chakra, and it's unfettered when you heal. Once you heal from this energy, and I feel like in 2025 was a 9 year, 2 + 2 + 5 = 9. And that was the end of a decade-long cycle. So if you go back to 2015, 2016, in between at the new year then, kind of where we are now, you could be like, get some insight from that. This energy, that cycle is over, and now we're moving into a new cycle. This is about allowing your heart to be free to love again, kind of allowing yourself to be vulnerable and taking that step. And this is right in the reading where you do so. So this past, present, future, wherever you're at, it's all good. This is intentions. So sometimes these things happen because people have good intentions, but you know, you may have noticed sometimes when you have intentions, they don't always necessarily work out the way that you intended. That's why it's an intent. And so this is a karmic space we can all fall into. We think, oh, I'm going to do this or that for someone, and it's really going to empower them. And then you find out, oh, it didn't work out the way I did, and it's actually not been what they needed. It's what I thought they needed. And then this is the energy here, being in denial. So this is talking about sometimes what I don't know won't hurt me. And we all have this. This is one of those energies. Like, so these disruption and denial are two of the tactics that Edward Snowden identified that the government was using. And so when you think about it right now, have you ever been in a place where you've maybe disrupted someone's energy and didn't really realize it? A lot of times people will think about disruption as being some catastrophe that comes in. What about if it was like a holiday or something, and it juggled someone's system, and you wanted them to come and they were in the middle of a really important business deal or whatever, and they came to celebrate with you something at the expense of their own needs, kind of energy. And you didn't think of that, you just wanted to celebrate with them. So what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. Denial can be like, oh, like if I don't know about it, a lot of spiritual people will say, oh, if you want to shape your reality, just don't watch the news. It's important to watch the news, even for just 5 minutes a day, so you can understand what's happening on a global level. Because sure as shift, whatever's happening on a global level is also coming down to to the smaller parts, like to the average person. And in actual fact, there's more average people. Think about this for a minute. The people at the top, there's not that many. So who's forming their ability to move forward in this? Who's hiring them? If it's the government, you're the government. That's what it's saying. So when we say, okay, we improve our ability to not use these tactics, identify them within ourselves, then we won't be employing people that are using them. A lot of people don't understand that. There's way more people that are not controlling the planet. There's like 1% or 2% of the people on the planet that are making the decisions, but we're the ones that empower them to do so through our actions. And this is about taking responsibility for these tactics. And there's deception. That's why they're all coming in here right now. So there could be some form of deception. But in my oracle, deception, the biggest deception of all, is that there is a war between men and women. There's no war between men and women. Men and women, if you ask most men and women, they love each other. Who would want, like, why would we want to be in a position where we're all exactly the same? That would be very boring. There's a reason why men and women are different. It makes it more interesting, if nothing else. And so, yeah, we're going, and this is right on this death card and on this being left out in the cold. There's a transition happening, and I feel like there's a transition happening on the planet. That's going to be very awesome if everybody opens their heart up a little bit more and being able to see other people's side. We just had that meeting in Davos, and what was the theme there? It was about communication at a very high level so that everybody can have a better understanding of what's going on. So some people may look at that as it being really cynical, but that was what they chose. So let's say, okay, let's go with that. Let's all communicate in a really strong way here, from the grassroots up, that kind of energy. And then we have this energy of the adolescent moon, adolescent energy. This is talking about the power of the moon, and we have that moon on February 1st in Leo, and that's exactly what this moon is about. It's about, should I look after my own needs first, which you need to do, by the way. You know, when you're on a plane flight and the masks come down and they say make sure you put your mask on first, you may have an infant next to you or a toddler and you're like, no, I'm making sure my baby has enough oxygen. That's my first priority. But if you don't manage to get that done and you faint, that baby is not going to be able to help you. That's why you need to put your oxygen on first. So it's important to understand that at the same time, then you can take that energy and you can empower others. We just had a very volatile full moon on January 3rd, and it was ruled, it was in the sign of Cancer. And it was ruled, you know, the sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it was a very emotional moon. There was a lot happening with that moon. And this is talking about, are you going to be engaged in what's happening in the world and do everything in your power to make your life better, therefore making other people's lives better? Or are you going to get entrenched in all the drama and all, you know, all the chaos in the world? So this is really, I love this reading. This reading is talking on a global, what can you do? A lot of people are saying right now, what can I do? I'm just one person. You can, for one thing, if you clean up your own act, you could be in a position where that's one less person that the universe has to deal with, you know, if nothing else, if you know, and we have the Sagittarius energy coming in, and this is about seeing the points of view from all over the world and having that adventurous spirit and wanting to move forward in that energy, like, hey, knowledge for the sake of it, and you know, and wanting to really understand things and expand, and understanding that at any time the world is expanding and then it goes back to contraction. So it's not a chaotic mess. It looks really messy sometimes when there's a lot of expansion, but then it always comes back to its center, and everything's put back in order again, and then it expands again, and that's just the way it is. And when you understand that, when you go on this journey as the Fool, then you're on a foolhardy journey. You're following your heart's desires, and you can anticipate like all the beautiful to come. You're not afraid of watching the news because you know that, oh, I can take that information in, and I can make improvements in myself, and then therefore improve the world in general. That kind of energy. So you are you know, there's a lot of talk, oh, you're special, you know, there's no one like you, but it's very true. There is no one like you, because no one else has gone through what you're going through. A lot of people, like, you could be in the same position, you could be in a country that's at war, and the person that, you know, is your neighbor is going through the exact same thing that you are, apparently, but they're being hit with it in a different order, like, of the events. So it's not just, it's what happens, what the order it happens in, who it happens to. There's so many differences when you really think about it, even though you're right next to each other in the same situation. And so this creates blind spots. And this is talking about the scotomas of life, where we can't really see clearly. And I had a real funny reading a few days back, and someone came in from across the veil, this gentleman in a recliner. And when I went and I took the picture of the cards, which I do at the end of every reading, there was 4 cards that were so blurry, and I'm like, what the heck is this about? And I checked the camera on my phone, checked all the other pictures. It was only on those ones, and the cards were about having being in the karmic space of pride, a scotoma, where there's a blurry energy and you can't see. And in any case, I posted it in the I posted that information, and I'm still laughing about it, because what a good sense of humor for someone to come from across the veil to point out that there's a scotoma here that you're not seeing, and it's on the scotoma card. Like, that's how a lot of times our ancestors will communicate with us. He had a really good sense of humor. It still makes me laugh. And so this energy here is about jealousy. So we're all actually brothers and sisters. We're siblings on the planet if we're all children of God. And so, you know, this is saying you might be jealous, but the grass might be greener on the other side because it's fake. And you want to be yourself first and foremost, and bring your own special flavor to the planet. And this is saying I'd rather be better than bitter. And that's a really good energy. This is the world coming in, neutrality. I really love, this is such an uplifting message. I feel it's really, you know, it's really beautiful. We have neutrality. So again, the world, when you reach a state of neutrality, which is totally different from indifference. Like, it's not like you don't care. It's just that if you're all enmeshed in your emotions and you're stuck like this and you can't even talk about it, then how are you going to heal it, you know? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune turning. So yes, it's confirming that this is changing. And I feel like on a, you know, I feel like when Edward Snowden, I like to think this, that when, you know, identifying this for people, he was basically saying what I'm saying now, is that we all have to be aware of our actions, because we are, you know, who employs the government. We can complain about the government all we want, but we're actually complaining about ourselves on some level. And the wheel is turning, and as more people become more informed, then we will be able to make that, you know, our duty as adults on this planet is to leave this planet in a better position for our children and for their descendants. And so that's, you know, important here. Earth Star is about manifesting. Yeah. And how are you going to manifest? What kind of manifestation are you going to bring onto the planet? That's basically what this reading is about, that we all have our own special quality to bring. So bring it on. That kind of energy. Let's see it. Let's all do our best to make the world a better place, one day at a time, one action at a time kind of energy. I really did enjoy this reading a lot. If you have, please do give it a like and comment. And if you resonate with the energy of this channel, please do consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. And my little cat here, I'm just waking her up now gently, because she's been doing such good work purring for us to raise the vibration. Thank you, Stella. I will bring another reading for you again tomorrow. And here's Stella. Here, you want to say hi, Stella? No. Okay, she says no.